Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So I just realized my intro got overwritten because I formatted my card, and then the new file was named same as my intro file, so it got overwritten. But anyway, I'll do this again. So today I'm gonna be showing you my IGCSE design and art coursework and exam preparation work, or more like coursework, because I think the video is gonna be way too long to show you both. I did this 2 years ago in 2018, but I didn't have a YouTube channel back then, so I'm making this video now. And for those who aren't familiar with this course, I'll give you a brief explanation how it works. So there are two components in this course, one of which is coursework and the other one is exam preparation work. So the coursework is the one that you'll be working on most of the time up until like few weeks before your final exams, and obviously for those few weeks you'll be working on your exam prep to prepare for your exam. And unlike exam preparation work, you have to choose your own topic for your coursework. And me, I chose skin. I chose it because I thought it's an interesting topic that I can work on for a few months. Probably you should be doing the same, because you don't want to choose a topic that's dry or not interesting enough for you to work on for a few months. So I'll be showing you my work and give you some tips, what I learned and so on. Also, I don't think I mentioned this in my previous intro or in my video, but IGCSE, so those who aren't using sketchbook, when you're sticking your work onto A2 paper, please don't use double-sided tape. Like it's easier to stick things down using that, but when you get your art back and you wanna, I don't know, do this, double-sided tape is not your friend. You have to cut the whole thing, your work and the paper, to get things off the paper. We're not even taking it off anyway at that point. Actually, another thing, there's this thing called link artist. This would make more sense as I go through my work, but basically link artists are the artists that you like. Okay, there was nobody. Anyway, so link artists, they're artists that you like or whose work that you get inspired by. But it would make more sense as I go through my work, and yeah. So for both exam prep and coursework, you are meant to present your final piece at the beginning. So this, or here, I don't know, is my final piece. So as I said, my coursework title was Skin, and I'll show you how I arrived to this final piece. The piece that I did for my mock exam was my final piece for coursework. I don't know if that's how it works for all the schools, but that's how we did at our school. So this is my actual first page. Top left you can see my topic, which was skin. The paper that I used was actually one of the experimental piece I did, and I did not like it, so I was gonna throw it away, but our teacher said we should not throw away any work till the very end. So I left it and I was like, okay, well, I gotta write my coursework name down, and just writing down just sounded a bit boring, so I wanted to do something different, so I cut out my piece to look like this. Actually, at the beginning, I remember I struggled quite a lot to choose a topic that I was interested enough to explore. I knew that I wanted to do something related to human body, because I don't really enjoy landscape or still life drawing. I don't know, I like looking at them, but I don't really like doing them. So I wanted to stay in my comfort zone, and also I wanted to improve my portraiture skill. It took me a few weeks, and Same thing happened to me during my AS art as well. I first explored like different type of skins, so animal skin and human skin, as you can see from my first page. I was showing how I can use different mediums, so like pencil, ink, pen, coloring pencil, acrylics, watercolor. So usually what I do for my first page is, so I go and take a whole lot of photos. I selected the few that I really liked, and by doing that you show them that you can select photos, not just taking a whole bunch of photos and showing all of them. Actually, it's always better to show quality work than a lot of mediocre work. The Van Gogh painting that you can see is example of using link artist. So I use him as my link artist because I've always liked his work. Like, I really find it interesting, like how he uses his brush strokes and like thick paint. So I wanted to just explore his painting style. So I did one of his famous painting in acrylics, and under that I did a painting of one of the photos I took in his style. And that's what I meant by using link artist. You don't necessarily have to recreate their work, but I just did it because I felt like doing so. I actually didn't do it for the coursework, I just did it for fun during the holiday, and I thought, okay, actually it goes well with my coursework, so I put it in, and I think it worked well. So moving on to second page. This was my second page. I actually ran out of space, so I actually used like both sides of the page, because I think we were meant to use 8 pages of A2 papers, and that's actually not that much. I don't know, it could look like a lot, but if you're working on bigger scale like me, it's really not. And this was my second page. You can see my work was inspired by Elise Smallwood. I really liked her brush strokes, again, like how I love Van Gogh's painting. So I painted one of her works and did a painting in style of hers. As you can see, you don't have to complete your work. You can just show the process, like how you gonna do it. In this case, drawing on the top was more like a planning for the bigger piece. I was just showing how I was gonna do this thing. So yeah. Also, just by the way, I'm using my camera to film for the first time, not my phone. So my focus might not be on my face, so excuse me for that. Moving on to the third page. My mouth made a weird noise. Anyway, moving on to third page. This also, again, I ran out of space, so I had to put my work at the back of the page. I don't know, I actually didn't really like the painting itself. I think it turned out a bit too dark, but you know what? They're not gonna deduct mark. I don't think they would. I don't know, hope not. Yeah, I just put it in because it was relevant, I thought. The next page is actually one of my favorite pages. So I did a close-up photo shoot of my hands and feet. Actually, it was really hard, like taking photos of your body parts. But anyway, I really liked how my drawings turned out. I used oil pastel, and this is actually how I started loving using oil pastel. They're just really nice. I don't know, like the colors are really vibrant, and you can layer them and you can mix the colors really nicely. I don't know, it's one of my favorite mediums actually. Next page was again at the back of the same page. I ended up really liking it. I didn't like it at the first, so I started with using charcoal to sketch and then worked with paint on top of it, and I didn't like it, and my teacher suggested, why don't you use a coloring pencil on top of that? So I did that and it turned out nice. I don't know, I really liked it. The next page is a little bit different. I think this page shows valuation, like the improvement since the last few pages I did. So till this point, I was working on more of observational drawings and paintings of just body parts. And I found it quite boring and repetitive at this point, and I wanted to do something else. So I thought maybe drawing faces, but with different facial expression would be interesting. Because then I could bring in different emotions and, I could like evoke emotions. And I limited my color palette because this link artist, whose name was Lionel Davis, I saw him at the local museum. I really liked his work, so I wanted to use his like color palette and his style. And after that, I did an experimental piece using palette knife and acrylics. And also used marker at the background, like all the black I used was marker. The one on the right, actually I didn't do it for the coursework's sake. I was just having fun at home, and it just looked kind of related to the work I was doing, so I just put it there. You see, you don't have to do work just to put in your coursework or exam prep. You can just be doing stuff like having fun at home, and they could just happen to be related to your work. And I don't know, there were quite a few things that I put in just because I was having fun and they were kind of related to my topic. And last but not least, this was actually my favorite page. So my link artist, as you can see, was Gogh Painting. I saw him when I went to Tate Museum, so when I visited London for holiday. And I really liked his work, like how he uses the ink, like the brush strokes and all the geometrical shapes that he uses in the drawings and paintings. I found it really interesting, and it was something that I've never done before, so I decided I would use him as my link artist. Yeah, and this particular piece is actually something I did during my pastime, so I wasn't really thinking of schoolwork. I was just having fun, and I think I was a bit lost at that time. I didn't know what to do anymore, so I was just going through all the photos that I took of random people and drawing them with acrylic paint. So I thought maybe this I could use for like the planning for a bigger piece. The piece actually turned out really nicely. Like I used all the like rough brush strokes that I've been doing since the first page, but also like the thick lines and the cubism kind of thing of Gogh Painting. So I think I was showing development because I was using different styles into one work. I guess it worked out because got top in the country for some reason, I don't know. But anyway, that was my coursework. I think what I realized doing AS work the year after, so which was last year, 2019, was that IG, it's very stressful. Like I did all the sciences, so chemistry, biology, physics, and on top of that I did computer science as well. So I was doing all the difficult subjects, but art was the most stressful subject I had, I think, alongside chemistry. I didn't like chemistry either. So chemistry and art were like really hard, but I think art was the most stressful subject. It's very stressful, and you definitely have to spend a lot of time doing actual work and doing all the plannings. But anyway, it's important to have fun as well though. Yes, I had a lot of breakdowns during the course, but there were some moments that I really enjoyed, and that's probably why I chose AS level as well, even though I was even more stressed during that time. But yeah, I don't know, you just don't complicate things too much. Like, as long as you're showing your skills, your ability to paint, draw, or whatever medium that you're using, you can use it, and your development, your improvement through your work, you'll get good mark. I think that's the key. And also for those people who are like doing a lot of annotations, as you can see, I didn't do a lot of annotating just because I find it more easier to speak through my work than actually writing like what I was thinking down. And because it's we're doing art, we're not writing essays and stuff, we're creating artwork, so I think it's better to show than tell. Thanks for watching the video. I'm so sorry if the focus is not on my face right now. I really hope so, because this is my second time filming this part of the video. I filmed intro a few times already, but anyway. So thanks for watching again, and hope you liked it and found it useful, interesting. If you have any questions, you can leave them down in the comment, and stay tuned for the exam prep work. And after that video, I'll be doing a video on my AS work as well, which somehow got 8th in the world for, so I don't know, I don't want to brag it, but I think it's one of the biggest achievements I've achieved. So anyway, so yeah, thank you and bye bye.